If you suffer with sacroiliac joint pain, there are certain movements that you're best avoiding to make sure that you don't make the problem worse. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those things are. Hi, I'm Adam Cox and welcome back to part 4 of this sacroiliac joint series. Today we're looking at some movements that are going to undermine any of the benefits that you've already had from parts 1, 2 and 3 in this video series. So let's get into what those are. So the 3 movements that we're going to look at today are 3 common exercises that we can do in the gym that will basically create a shearing at the joint if we lack the stability at the sacroiliac joint to be able to dissipate those forces and transfer those forces correctly across the joint. And then I'll also show you 3 movements that we can do instead that are less likely to cause that shearing and actually in many cases actually help you stabilize the joint, which is what we're trying to do. That, as well as the exercises in the previous video, which there's a link for in the description box below, will help you stabilize that sacroiliac joint and get rid of the problems that you're experiencing. Let's get into the first exercise, which is the split squat that we want to avoid. So in the split squat, because the legs are so far apart, there is a chance that if you are unstable in the sacroiliac joint that this will just cause irritation. So this is definitely one of the movements, along with high stepping type movements, which would be a similar position in the legs, we want to avoid. So instead, we can choose the static lateral lunge. Now, the 2 benefits to this. One, because the legs are wide and the feet are toeing out like this, we're actually helping to lock the sacroiliac joint. And the second is we are actually strengthening the inner thigh muscles, which are important stabilizers to the pelvis, which is obviously an area that's very important with the sacroiliac joint. You don't have to go as deep as I'm going. You can reduce the depth a little bit, but this is a great exercise. So the next position or movement that might cause you to shear at the sacroiliac joint and cause some pain is this stiff leg deadlift. Avoid doing any stiff leg or Romanian deadlift for the short term until you feel more comfortable, and instead you can go for a sumo deadlift. So again, the legs are wide, toeing out about 40 or 45 degrees. That position stabilizes the sacroiliac joint. I can't emphasize that enough. Keep a neutral spine, belly button drawn in towards the spine, and perhaps just go with body weight to start with. You don't need the resistance as I'm using here, and you can slowly progress up to using resistance as the back feels better and better. And then the next exercise that we want to avoid is any single leg raising and lowering on the back, simply because the hip flexor muscles are highly likely to overpower the lower back and or the sacroiliac joint if you're experiencing problems already. So what we want to do is perhaps go for a slightly lower intensity, lower abdominal exercise. Now, we take a deep breath in, draw the belly button in as we breathe out, and just roll the pelvis back and hold a little bit of pressure on the fingertips. As you can see here, I'm just rolling that pelvis back and holding. And if we can hold for a minute for 3 sets, that's going to help increase the tone in the lower abdominals and strengthen the muscles that will oppose that hip flexor that I said is such a problem. Thanks for watching part 4. If you've not already, please subscribe to our channel for future videos, and also if you want access to videos 1, 2 and 3, they're in the description box below. See you again soon.